So the next thing we're going to look at is potential software that could be on the router too. Now, a lot of the new routers, believe it or not, have a sort of a proxy or an interface for OpenDNS. And in other words, they've already sorted out that everybody, since this service is free, uses OpenDNS. And now a lot of the router manufacturers are just putting OpenDNS or integrating it into the software on the router itself. My particular router doesn't do that. It actually offers another layer of filtering, and this is actually my preference. I love the two layers of protection here. So again, my router is ASUS. If you don't know the router IP, type it in. Um, you'll eventually find something uh, that tells you what the local router IP address is. Um, you can find things that find it. Your browser might also remember it if you used it before. Here's mine. I was already logged in, so here again is my router software. Mine actually has this thing called AI protection and parenting controls. So when I click on the parenting controls, uh, I can actually set up additional filters. And as you can see here, I've got a bunch of different devices: my Mac, Wyatt's iPad, Maxon's iPad, Sawyer's iPad, the Xbox. Again, the beautiful thing about controlling a lot of this at the DNS level and now the router level is no matter what device you have being used in your home on your network, it's being filtered. Here's an example of the parental controls on here. They have default categories. You can also customize them. Obviously for every device in my home, I have selected a filtering at the router level. So now it's kind of a double layer set of protection where uh, I, I'm filtering at the DNS level, and now when it hits the router itself, the router is doing some intelligence here and being like, hey, is this site that's coming through the router, is this on some list that we know fits inside these categories, whether it's adult or entertainment and streaming. I can block a bunch of these. So the no-brainer one of these is, and just to show you a little bit of this, I mean, these are all the clients on my network. I can select a client in my network, like a cell phone that somebody has hooked up. Then I click, adult over here, and then I would click add, and then it sets up this filtering for this particular device. So as you can see, Wyatt's iPad here, I'm filtering all adult content, pornography, illegal and violence, gambling. This is just another layer. This is why I like the ASUS router. I just call this filtering at the router level. Now, I am aware that other routers do this. I don't know exactly what it looks like. Obviously, you could start Googling like Netgears, uh, parental controls, and I'm sure that they have some version of this. I actually believe the parental controls on a Netgear router are integrated closely with the OpenDNS, and so they have some additional things you can do there. Uh, Before I wrap up here, I think what I'll say is another thing, people can go out and pay a lot of money for also scheduling devices. So with this ASUS software, you basically get time scheduling as well. So for every device in the house, I can actually set up a time schedule. I can say this device can be connected to the internet between these hours. And this comes with your router. You don't have to pay for another service because now what's blowing up is a bunch of services that you pay monthly fees to or yearly fees or buy some hardware. And basically, all you want to do is say, my kid can't use this device at night or they can't use it in the morning or whatever it is. You should always check your router software and make sure that's just not part of the router software. It is for me. You can look. This is just a time scheduling. I can do it by device. I can say, Wyatt's iPad, I only want it on the network from the hours of 3 in the afternoon till 7. So this is just another option. Uh, what I might do after this video is just quickly show you guys um, the ASUS software on my phone. This can come in as handy as well because I don't think probably a lot of people don't take advantage of this, but there's a lot of control you can have over the devices in your network just on your phone. You can do it through a web browser and a computer as well, but I might jump over to the phone and show you that as well. Okay, now I believe you guys are probably looking at my iPhone, and I just wanted to quickly show you this is free software that comes with that ASUS router. It's just an app you download onto your own phone. And the interesting, this is really handy. Everybody I've recommended ASUS router, I've gone back to and said you should download this software. It's sort of an app version of the software that we've been looking at. But the beauty of this is you can see all the devices on your network. And the thing that I use this for is I can shut down my router. I can look at a bunch of different things, but the most common feature here is you can go in and let's say I'm trying to have a conversation with Max, and Max is on his iPad or he's doing something, and before I've learned if he's have his iPad time, but I want to have a conversation with Max, I might just go to Max, or I might before I go to Max, I might just shut off his iPad or I might shut off his phone. And so I scroll through this list and I'm looking for Max's iPad. Here it is right here. And now with just a flip of a switch, I can block the internet access. Which means, and there's all sorts of things you can do, but this one's the most handy. I can literally just turn his internet off, then go have a conversation. But trust me, if you turn the internet off, the kids usually come and find you. So I just wanted to show you this is you have this capability as well.